Would say no. It's sincere. No, really, he wants. Either he wants to say, or basically, or there are other options, but it could be that he sincerely wants. But that Prabhupada would say no. It's an imagination. It doesn't exist. You follow? That Prabhupada who wrote A and B doesn't exist. It's a figment of our imagination. You follow? Doesn't exist. But it seems quite a popular Prabhupada. Although it doesn't exist, it seems a well accepted Prabhupada. Thank you. You want to say something?
About the exercise, it seems Prabhupada, he was seeing, means in this, especially in this context it is, that seeing the positive side of a Vaishnava, his enthusiasm, and then what we say, encouraging him to spread Krishna consciousness, like that. And in terms of the exercise itself, as you rightly said, that we have our own understanding and we want to justify it by labeling it to Prabhupada, or we want to superimpose our personality on Prabhupada. And that's what we want to make it, that this is what it is.
Thank you. Thank you.
We generally have a perception that Prabhupada is strong about things. So we, even if a situation comes, like, but what is Prabhupada's mood? Prabhupada's mood is to spread the movement of Krishna consciousness. If a chance is coming, Prabhupada would, what step he would take? If we cannot go into his shoes and think, it's better that we don't give decisions. If we do not understand the mood of the Acharya, then we cannot interpret. I want to say. So it's best that those who are advanced and those who know, let them tell us how to do it. Everybody starts giving opinion, then.
And what if the person you consider advanced, he votes for A or B? And you say, well, I didn't choose anything. It's my very dear senior god brother whom I estimate very much. So you have to be also careful whom to choose, whom to ask, right?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Again, you said something strong. Srila Prabhupada was strong, okay? There's no doubt about that, okay? But at the same time, Lord Chaitanya Charitamrita says, that the pure devotee is what? As strong as a thunderbolt and as soft as a rose petal. Okay? So, somebody may have some personality which makes him orbit, makes him attracted to the strong side, no? So in his mind, as a Prabhupada which is very muscular, no, in everything he does, no? Prabhupada grabs the bottle, he does it like this. Because Prabhupada is strong. You understand? Yeah, but sometimes, I'm not, I'm just taking you as a what do you call it? Uddipana, what do you call it? As a spring forward for the discussion. Okay, so if we have a strong Prabhupada, but it's not strong in a, what do you call, in a homogeneous or a indiscriminating way. Okay? So, yes, Prabhu?
Actually, when cases like this come, say in today's scenario, if this situation comes in front of a GBC, if in today's scenario, the situation comes in front of a GBC, then a lot of other factors will also be involved, because Prabhupada could put full trust in Sasaru Maharaj that he can take care, and Prabhupada could take care of the center with the help of Sasaru Maharaj. Now when an individual leader comes, an individual leader has their individual potencies and individual capacities which may not be the same as Srila Prabhupada's. So it's like everything is very contextual. The principles can be taken, but again the person who is going to apply that principle, his individual understanding, capacity and his way of thinking also comes into picture.
I agree.
So it's a very subjective thing that whenever the topic like Prabhupada, what he did in that situation, it has to be dealt in a very...
It is subjective, I agree. In other words, you're saying, and I agree fully, that, okay, Prabhupada made a decision. Even besides that, okay, in that case he made a decision, But even knowing that Prabhupada made that decision, maybe I will make a different decision because I know that I won't be able to perform as Srila Prabhupada did. So I agree with that. But again, here is a principle which goes a little bit beyond the objective, the subjective. In other words, can a group of devotees, based on bodily and cultural distinctions, open a different center where there is a temple, there is already a temple? So this is, we are talking about a principle of unity in diversity. But I take fully your point. And I appreciate you brought it up.
Actually, in Pune, we have experience of such centers being opened. And lot
by
of
white and by the
no,
black
not white
devotees.
and black, but some differences basically. No, that's an objective thing. But on some differences, and later they have been creating a lot of trouble for the temple. And it's like not easy to manage them or maintain them. They become separate and a lot of problems come later. So again, as I told, that we can certainly learn things for how Prabhupada behaved. But in current scenario, we have to be really working under the guidance of the people who are taking responsibility for that project.
Okay, see, I cannot comment much on this particular episode of Pune because I don't know. I just the first time I hear. But again, even it may be called, just accept for argument's sake, even this perception that we created problems, they become separated. In other words, there are some strict, deep assumptions there. You follow? In other words, we assume that unless there is a unit, block, in a city, that's a problem. You follow? Sometimes we see a manifestation of reality and we label, this is good or this is bad. It's the same thing. Or this is a problem or this is a great progress. I just want to bring that. In other words, even what you're saying, it may be well based on an assumption, structural assumption, cultural assumption. But thank you. These are subtle things. Okay, somebody else, he wanted to comment. 1, 2, and yes. Prabhu, no, this Prabhu was in line.
I was thinking that this in this letter Prabhupada is telling that they can go and open another center. But sometimes it happens that sometimes seeing the different scenarios, what Prabhupada was just saying, that Prabhupada may give different opinion on the same point. Because there is an anecdote of Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj interaction with Prabhupada. And Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj was staying in one of the temple and he felt that the American devotees are not behaving with him because he is American African devotee. So he went and told Prabhupada that this is the case. And then Prabhupada said, if you are feeling bad, then what's the difference between you and them? He did not encourage that, okay, you are feeling bad here, you go somewhere where all black people are staying. Then he told altogether different thing to Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj.
Okay, yes. In fact, this quote came up also in Siliguri. When we discussed this quote came up. And it's interesting, and it's a valid reference. At the same time, first of all, we know to some extent Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, and we know that how advanced and progressive he was. And we also understand contextually that this is a private, subtle instruction to him personally. And it's really deals with attitude. If you feel bad, how are you different from them? You follow. It doesn't really, in one sense, it doesn't really inform this type of situation. Okay, but it's a good reference. It's a good historical reference. So thank you for bringing it up. Mukunda Madhava Prabhu.
Just curious to know what happened after that. After this, what happened actually? The temple opened, or what the report Satsuru Maharaj gave, and the temple opened, or what happened?
I don't know. Frankly, I don't know. I don't know the history. I've been to Cleveland, but there was no temple, neither by white nor by blacks. So it's lost. Yes, Vaishnava Prabhu.
like the point Revtipati Prabhu was making, I just wanted to add to that, so, for example, if we talk about marriages within the movement, Srila Prabhupada started marrying off he conducted marriages for his disciples. And then later on, when divorces started, then he said, I don't want to take part in these marriages and all. So in one sense, so we may see that Srila Prabhupada may change his opinion on a particular subject. Maybe this is not the right example. So he may change his opinion on a certain subject depending on whether the principle which he thought was the objective, what he thought was achieved or not achieved. So if the principle is not achieved, then he might change his opinion.
I think we can agree with that. I think we can agree. My point is just this, that sometimes, regardless of the evidence, whatever evidence is, we have a particular evidence. We could have thousands of different evidence, okay? Sometimes, regardless of the particular evidence, due to our assumptions, due to our intimate beliefs, will stir the assumption in a way that fits our assumption. You understand? Will stir the evidence. Okay? If we believe, say our value is yes, no. We should have, in different cities, we can have a variety of temple, black, white, the Chinese, maybe some Eskimos open their own temple, and that this should be our policy. If we believe that, anything Prabhupada say, pro or cons, against or for, we'll believe that. No. In that circumstance, Prabhupada said, but actually that was a circumstantial, contextualized circumstance. The real principle. You understand? I'm not contesting your point. I'm just warning all of us that our assumption can even color the way we deal with evidence. And people are doing it all the time in ISKCON. I'm not saying you, but people are doing it all the time. People say, those are the 70s, like you're talking about. That's also Satya Yuga. Those are the 70s. Now it's different. What is different? People don't eat, sleep, mate, and defend anymore. What's different? People stop dying. Krishna stopped being the Supreme Personality of Godhead, took a break or something. In other words, people may, even the evidence is crystal clear. You may say, yeah, but this doesn't apply now. So even below the assumptions, there should be that deep sincerity with really we want to align. We want to align and do the best. And then Krishna is in the heart, and Krishna, if we are sincere, Krishna will inspire. Once Prabhupada wrote to Hamsaduta in 68, so you're asking me about this, to buy that house, ask Krishna. There's a letter like that. Ask Krishna. So Krishna is in the heart. So if we really want to do the best, that support is there. Okay, one or two comments, and then we take a break. Yes. Speak loud and clear. Okay, now get back, right?
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Prabhupada is a founder Acharya ISKCON Society. So sometimes we take like every statement, every word, Prabhupada's word as an absolute statement. But we see in the history, Prabhupada has glorified many devotees. Sometimes he says even he's very advanced. Sometimes he says that this devotee is on the stage of bhava. And the first Prabhupada established GBC, and the 12 sannyasis or GBC members. Most of them
There were no sannyasis, but
okay, whoever was there, they are now most of them are not even present today. So how to understand this? Whether even if Acharya, the pure Vaishnavas also can make mistake, or they are